Hey kid, everybody, it's Judy Klock here, and I'm just having a little bit of technical difficulty. So bear with me while I try to get this taken care of. Ay, ay, ay. Great when technology works. When it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I think, I think we're back. All right. I'm using StreamYard, and StreamYard was having a problem. Hey everybody, it's Judy Klock here at Stampin' with Crafty Klock. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I had a little bit of a technical issue, but I got it resolved and we're good to go. So today in my studio, we are celebrating all things Halloween. On Sunday with my secret stamping, I had the secret card was using the Bewitched Bundle. On Tuesday with my lesson at lunch, I was showing how to make these adorable little designer treat boxes. And we did, let me show the bat, which is perfect for Halloween. And today we're going to do two more cards with our Bewitching Bundle. We're going to do a simple stamping card with nothing more than stamps, inks, and paper. And then we're going to step it up and we're going to get a little bit creative. I'm not sure I'm really sold on this card. My daughter was like, meh, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see if you like it. If not, then we'll go back to the drawing board. All right. So let's get started. Oh, and I do want to mention that on August 27th, I'm going to have just a 4-card tutorial with this bundle. If you want to sign up, I'm going to put the link on my events page tomorrow. It's $15. You'll get the tutorial, you'll get a link for the Zoom call, and you'll get the card stock to make the 4 cards. Just a little bit of something really quick and simple. So it's not a workshop. It's just really just a live tutorial that you can join me for, or you could just sign up and get the tutorial and do one on your own. All right, let's go ahead and get ready to get started. Let me change out my, there we go. Make that a little bit bigger. So the first card we're going to do, this doesn't have any designer series paper with it, so we're going to have to make our own. And we're going to do a wobble. Now, if you don't have the store-bought wobbles that you can buy on Amazon, I'm going to show you how to make a wobble, or quasi-wobble, out of cardstock. Then we're going to step it up. We're going to get a little bit more creative. This is the right one. My goal was to kind of have the witch flying off and the hat. She was going so fast that her hat fell off and it's going to go tumbling to the ground. So I'm not sure this actually works, but we'll give it a try. I had a different one where you could actually see the feet, but then I didn't leave me enough room for the hat. It was a little too cluttered. So we'll see. We'll see what you think. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our simple stamping card. So we're going to start with a card base of Gorgeous Grape. It's 8.5 by 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. I have a piece of basic white for the inside. That's 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of our basic black. That's 5 1/4 by 4. And we're going to punch out our little decorative circle from this piece because we're going to layer it with this piece of Granny Apple Green. That's 5 by 3 3/4. And that's going to hide that hole. So sometimes when you are going to layer another piece over it, you can actually save some cardstock and punch your stuff out of the piece that's going to get covered up. And then I've just got a couple of miscellaneous scraps. And this is another little piece. This is 3 3/4 by 1.5. We're going to layer that there. And then just some scraps to punch out the band and the stars for the hat. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our stamping. So the first thing, oh, excuse me. First thing I want to do is I want to make some designer series paper. And I'm going to take our Granny Apple Green and I'm just going to randomly stamp our witch's feet and our stars on here. So I'm just going to, I don't really care where they're going to go. I'm just going to keep turning my block around and getting them all on. Because remember, this is just going to be a random selection. We're going to cover it up with some of that, the gorgeous grape in the middle. I can't even think what I'm trying to say. There we go. Maybe just a little bit more here. And then I'm just going to kind of fill in some of those open spaces with the stars. I think it's time to re-ink this stamp pad. Okay. So just, as many as you want. It doesn't really matter. There's no right or wrong way to how to do this. I'm just really just kind of filling in. All right. We're going to leave that off to the side. Now I'm going to come here. I have this little piece of gorgeous grape. Now on my sample, I didn't stamp anything on it, and I thought it looked a little too plain. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to stamp on, again, just some spiders. I'm going to do these all random, upside down, however it goes. We're just going to kind of jazz up that piece of gorgeous grape just a little bit. So just, again, however you feel you want to do it is perfectly fine. There's, again, no right or wrong way. He's swinging around. He's coming in. Maybe just put a little bit down there. Okay. That is all we're going to do. And I am going to stamp one little spider on the inside. Just to do one little spider. He's coming down. I don't like that because I got the little shadow there. So let's redo that. Okay. Better. All right. So now we're ready to assemble our card. So the first thing we want to do is we want to punch out. Oh, I have to stamp our hat. I forgot our hat. But I'm going to punch out. This is our new decorative circle punch. And I'm just going to punch out a black circle because this piece of green is going to fit right over that. Okay, so, but I forgot that we have to stamp our hat. So give me one more minute because we're going to have to punch and stamp out our hat. So I have just a piece of basic white. It's just a scrap piece that I had laying around. Keep your scrap pieces because they're always good for projects like this when you just need a little piece. I think it goes like that. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to punch out. Let's get all our punching done too. I'm going to punch out our hat. And again, when you're working with these punches, it's always easier to hold them upside down so you can see how you're lining it up and just punch. Now I'm going to punch out an orange band. Oh, Chloe came down to join me tonight. She usually never leaves the couch upstairs. This is quite unusual for Miss Chloe. She's the oldest of the crew at 9. So she likes to be comfortable and just kind of hang out upstairs on the couch. But tonight she's down here in the studio. Right. Now, I got to make sure. I don't know where all my stars went to. There they go. There's my 3 stars. Okay. Oh, that's a white one. We don't want the white one. We want the green one. I'm just going to put those off to the side. And now we're ready to assemble our card. Hi, Donna. How are you? Ontario, Canada. How's your weather up there? We just had a thunderstorm roll through and our lights flickered for a bit. But all is calm now. So I thought I put it over the side that I didn't want to do, but this was the side I bobbled. Oh my goodness. So thanks for watching, Donna. I'd love to know where everybody's watching from. It's always so fun to see how no matter where we are in the world, we're all connected by our love of crafting. It's like one great big stamping family. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to layer up our front pieces. We're going to go ahead and put our basic black on. Don't worry about that big hole. Like I said, that will be covered by our Granny Apple Green piece. So we're all good. Doesn't matter if we put it to the left or to the right, just, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Now I'm going to layer on my Granny Apple Green. Okay. And I love kind of just making my own designer series paper, you know, because then you can really just have it match no matter what you have. You can, it will match. All right, now we're just going to layer this little one, kind of just put that right in the middle. And how fun is that? I like that. I'm glad that I went ahead and put the spiders on there. I think that just adds another little level of interest. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go here and we're going to put our stars and our band on. So I'm just going to put just a little couple of glue dots here, not a lot. This has been giving me issues today. I just used it, but it gets clogged really fast. There we go. Again, you don't want to put on too much because you don't want it to really come out on the top and the bottom. So just the little, whatever the littlest amount you can get away with is what I recommend. And that just gives you time to play with it. Now you can put them wherever you want. I think I'm just going to put these on the band. So I'm just going to kind of stack them on the band. Ooh, that's a little bit much. Okay, one there and one there. We'll see how that goes. Now, because these stars are little, I'm going to use my putty tool with my U-pick and just kind of layer my stars on. See how that glue kind of squeezed out the sides because I had so much there? Yeah. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't stay where you want it to. All right, I'm going to put one more little tiny glue right there. Little tiny dot. If I can get a little tiny dot out. Let's try that. Okay. I'm just going to kind of cluster those right there. All right. Now I'm just going to put these on to this black decorative circle. I'm just going to put that on with, I think I'm actually going to use dimensionals. Now what I would recommend is putting dimensionals actually on the circle, because this way you're sure that you're not going to have it, like if you put them on the hat and the hat oversticks the, goes higher than the circle, it would get on the card base. So I'm just going to, got to make sure you put them on a way that, there we go. So now I've got that. Now this one has the store-bought wobble. Okay, which are great. You can buy them on Amazon. They come in packs of like, I don't know, 25 or something, and they're relatively inexpensive. For this one, I'm actually going to use, I took a piece of, I think it's 1.5 by 2 inch cardstock, and I scored it at every 1/2 inch. And then you just kind of fold it like an accordion. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put on some tear and tape because I want to make sure that I have a really good adhesive on here. So that's what I'm going to do. It's been raining the last 2 days. It's really needed. Right? Hey, Tracy, how are you? Calling in from Maine. Great to see you. Not calling in, but watching. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. All right, here we go. Yeah, we could use some rain here too. It's been kind of dry, so it's good. All right, so I'm going to put this, just kind of center it on the middle of my piece right there. And now I'm going to take this off. Maybe I'll take this off. Of course, whenever you're doing a live demo, it never works, right? Okay. So there we have it. And now it does pop up. Okay, so it's a little bit, maybe a little bit smaller piece. But there you go. When you put it in the card, it'll be flat. And then when they take it out, it'll pop up. So actually, I might do one more thing. I think this is a little bit big. I think I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape right there to kind of fix that just a little bit. All right, let's see. Maybe it won't flop over quite so much. Let's try that. But I really do recommend, if you want to make a wobble card, is just buy the wobbles on Amazon, because they really are so fun. There, that's a little bit better. So there you go. And there's our wobble card. All right, now the next card, again, like I said, this was sort of an experiment. I had a vision in my head. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to pull it off. But we'll see. All right, so for this one, I have a piece of our fresh freesia, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to use some Starry Sky that is 5 1/4 by 4, a piece of basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4. That's for the inside. Now I cut this like the broomstick. I did use the Tree Lot dies. It's the light pole from the Tree Lot dies, but you can just, hand cut a piece of, this is early espresso, just cut it so it looks like a broom handle. Then I've got a piece of basic white so we can stamp our hat. And then I've got some So Saffron to make our broom bristles, and some Daffodil Delight to punch out some stars. And again, these are all just scrap pieces that I saved because I think I can always do something with them, and they come in handy. And this was cut from another scrap piece. So save your scraps. They do come in handy. All right. So for this one, I'm going to stamp some stars across the inside, and we're going to stamp those in Daffodil Delight. Okay. Changing it up. So. All right. And these are just going to go right across the top. And again, this is an optional step. I just sometimes like to decorate the inside of my cards. Hi. I can't. You're from the Netherlands. Is it Iniki? I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I thought normally my country flights to get water out. Now we're in a bad drought. Oh no, I hope you get rain soon. I tell you, this weather is just so crazy. Now we're going to stamp another hat. We're going to stamp the one with the buckle. And we're going to stamp this in Memento. We're just going to stamp it in black. Now, here's a hint. If you're stamping something in Memento, and this I inked it up recently, so it's pretty juicy. But if you want to stamp up and get that really dark color, you might want to consider using your Stamparatus, because you could stamp it several times to get it really nice and dark. Okay, so we're going to stamp that. And that's pretty good. So I'm going to punch that out. And sometimes I have to trim this a little bit so it'll fit in my punch. I kind of round the corners a little bit. There we go. See where I kind of rounded those corners a little bit just to make them fit, especially when it's kind of an off-center thing where you got to put it in. Okay. Now, I don't know if I have room to do this, but we are going to stamp some of the witch's legs, again, in black. You see, I might have to get another piece of basic white, but let's see if I can get them on this piece. Okay, I might just actually be able to get them right here. Okay, there we go. Let me move this out of the way. So that is it for our stamping. You do need to punch out some stars from our Daffodil Delight. I'm just going to punch out probably like 3 sets of 3, because one, I'm going to lose some of them because they're going to go flying all over. Anything's fine. Well, that's very kind of you. So it's always nice to try to pronounce someone's name correctly, though. All right. Oh, my goodness. Those went flying. All right, I'm just going to keep these up here for now. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to fussy cut out these little witch's shoes. Now, I hate fussy cutting. Any one of my Stampin' friends will tell you that, because I always think it looks like a 5-year-old did it. No matter how hard I try, and no offense to 5-year-olds, I'm not trying to, mock them, but I just am not a good fussy cutter. Some people like it. Me, not so much. But so we're just going to do this. And now I'm actually going to cut these out as 2 separate pieces, because we're not quite sure what we're going to do yet. But I thought it would just be fun to do something different with this set. You know, there's hats and it's kind of cool, but I just wanted to try something different. So we'll see if this works out. We'll see. Who knows? All right, so now this is hard, getting right around that little pointy tip of the shoe. But we're gonna persevere and come around. All right, so we've got one shoe cut out, and let's go get our other shoe done. Now, if you want, you could certainly take a purple marker and color in her stocking so that, you know, it's like black stripe, purple stripe, black stripe, purple stripe. I am just not quite that ambitious this evening. I've done it on other ones I've made, but this one I just decided to go with the black and white. I wanted to keep it simple because we've got a lot of other stuff that we're trying to do. So sometimes you have to edit yourself and just not do every single idea that pops into your head, because then it just gets too busy. So we're going to keep this clean, and we're just going to try to keep it in the black and white. All right. And now I have to go back and get that little curve of the shoe, but I wanted to do the easy stuff first. Okay. All right, now I'll go back and we'll get this little curvy part. Okay. Ah, we're getting it. It's coming. All right, so it's not perfect, but it's, I guess, good enough for now. Okay, so now we're ready to start assembling our card. And I have our inside piece. I'm just going to go ahead and add that to the inside. And even though this is a pretty light color, I always like to add this white piece. I just think it makes it look a little bit more finished. But that, you know, that's just me. Everybody has their own thing and does their own thing. And whatever you choose to do is perfectly fine because it's your creation. You know, and that's what I love. We can all take the same stamp set and we can all find different things to do with it. So, all right, so here we go. Let's, I forgot to do our other piece. So now I'm going to have a piece of So Saffron, and I'm just going to kind of freehand cut a bottom of a broom. And I don't know if this is actually like what a broom looks like, but that's what we're going to go with. Okay. I'm just going to kind of trim these. All right. Now I took a little bit of, I think I had soft suede here because I wanted to make these bristles look a little bit aged. So I took a dauber and some So Saffron, and I just kind of like went around it and just kind of tried to age them up a little bit. I don't know if that's working, but that was my plan. All right, and then I just had another black marker here. I kind of drew a straight line to make like the ties. Sometimes you see like the ties on those brooms. All right, now we're ready. So now I'm going to take and I'm going to glue the bristles of the broom to my broom head, to my handle. All right. Okay. And again, I don't know if this will work, but so now we've got that. Now my thought was to kind of put it here, right? And then have maybe not both, but at least one kind of leg kind of coming over the broom, like, and have it come off like that maybe, right? And then the hat would be down here. Like, she went by so fast that her hat came off. So that's was my plan. I don't know if it's gonna work, but let's try it. Because you know what? If nothing else, we could at least say we tried. All right. I'm going to just kind of put that there. Okay, and I'm just going to trim this off. All right, I'm going to take her one little leg. I guess we'll use the right leg. And we'll just kind of put it there again, like she's sitting on the broom. So we've kind of got her, and I'm going to, again, trim this so it's even with the top of my card. All right, now let's go ahead and add this to the front, because then we can add the stars and the hat after we get this on. But you have to put the stuff that you're going to trim on first so that you can then go ahead and trim it and then put this on. So now we've got this ready to go. Trying to make sure I'm staying in camera. I always forget. All right, now I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to her hat. And we're going to have it so it looks like it tumbled off. I'm just going to kind of put it like that. And then I'm going to draw just some lines to like kind of indicate motion, like the hat is rolling. Again, I'm not sure if people will get it, but that was my thought. And then I'm just going to add some glue dots, probably about 7, not glue dots, oh my gosh, little dots of glue to kind of put some stars on. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of pick them up and put them where I have my glue. Hopefully they'll stay down. Okay. All right, and maybe, I don't know, maybe one more star there. I usually like to put them on in odd numbers. You know what, I have 9. Let's go ahead and put all 9 on. And maybe just one more. Oh, I don't know, down there. Okay. All right, and that was our more advanced card. It wasn't really that advanced, but we did do some fussy cutting and some improvising to create, you know, just a different kind of card. Again, I don't know. I don't think this will be to everybody's liking. I knew in my mind what I wanted. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. Anyway, so that's our 2 cards for tonight. I hope you guys had fun. I sure do have fun doing these. I love when you can join me. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Be sure to subscribe for my YouTube channel. If you're watching me on YouTube, I'd like to try to get to at least 500 subscribers by the end of this year. So I so appreciate your support. Hey, Stacy, thanks for tuning in. Anyway, have a great week, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be here next week, 7:30. Bye, everyone.